The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
All right, Team Tank. You know what? If you want to lose, you want me in the building.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey. Welcome to the post-cast here on Locked On Canucks. My name's Trevor Beggs. That guy is Kyle Bhawan. And the Vancouver Canucks, still the worst team in the NHL. I kind of felt bad for them tonight. They did kind of deserve better, but I will say this. I said it off the top. Team Tank, you want me in the building. The Canucks officially 0-5-1, Kyle, when I've been at Rogers Arena this season. I mean, if I don't go to any home games, this team is 500 right now.
No, they aren't. They still have only, 3 home wins all year, right?
Yeah, so they're 3-3 when I'm not there. They're 0-5-1 when I'm there.
I can't believe they still only have 3 home wins after having, the worst home record in the league last year, if that's the truth. Again, when I say I can't believe it, I think I'm lying to the people. I think what I'm trying to say is I feel bad for the people who are going to the rink, paying for parking, and, you only get to celebrate 1 goal. And you lose another game. All in all, though, Trevor, so many things to talk about because these are your Canucks, and there's a lot of feelings in the air. And Trevor, I feel like whether it be in the Discord or in the Canucks universe, I feel it in the air. There isn't that much anger about tonight's loss, and not because, the Canucks outshot them or the Canucks played better. It's no. People like being in last place right now. That's what I'm feeling. And the Canucks, based on points and also now point percentage, they're officially last place. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We're all the biggest losers in the world.
Ironic when we got the Oilers losers symbol up here for our viewers on YouTube. Interesting, Kyle. Just talking to Adam Foote tonight, you could hear the frustration, but he still was trying really hard to be positive. And I do wonder how much he knows about the Jim Benning era in Vancouver, because to me, this is one of the most interesting things he said tonight. But he was asked at the end of the presser, what has been the biggest challenge for him so far as head coach? And he paused and he said, you guys are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I take it day by day. We've heard that here in Vancouver before, but he talked about just staying positive. He talked about when guys come back, we're going to be a better team. Again, putting some blame on the situation, which is fair. The injuries have hurt. The fact they don't have a second line center hurts. Remember, I asked him about David Kampf tonight, what he's seen from him through 8 games. This guy through 8 games is still your second line center. They haven't even thought about moving him down the lineup. He's been glued to either Brock Besser or Connor Garland since he's been in that lineup. And I felt bad for Besser and Garland tonight. I really did.
Trevor, Trevor, you're onto something there. I think you're about to be a little mean to Adam Foote there. You're just saying Adam Foote's not doing a good enough job. Why does it take him so long to make decisions? Again, the David Kampf thing. He just started, playing Tyler Myers less, if my math is correct. The Canucks played a pretty good defensive game today, I might add. Okay, for real. But it took them 20-plus games, 25-plus games to make these changes. And right now, you just told me that Brock Besser and Connor Garland are still playing with David Kampf. And you can tell me, where are the options? What are the options? Dude, how about you play the guy? I don't know what Kampf's face-off percentage is, but
it was good tonight. It was 80%.
I'm talking about the 8 games that he's played, but yeah. I know Aatu Ratu has not earned it, but this team is lacking depth. You want to get younger. See what you got when you put him with good NHLers. Yeah. And the guy's 57. He was going into today's game, he was 57% at the dot. He's doing his thing. He's confident, at least at the dot. And when we're talking about a top 6, you want all the possession you can get. Just put him there, because it's you want to be young. You want to see what you got in Aatu Ratu, maybe even as a trade. I don't know. And you're playing David Kampf there. I haven't even noticed him for more than 2 minutes in his 8 games. I haven't yelled his name or, that's a good chance or this and that. He's just another guy. He's like Lucas Reichel, but doing different things. I know the face-offs are there, but it's at best neutral.
Yeah, he's almost unnoticeable, just like Lucas Reichel, but in a completely different way. With Reichel, He's skating all over the ice. He's out of position. But I mean, you did kind of notice him early on, like getting to the dangerous areas and getting some chances. But he's floating out there with speed. Kampf is crawling out there, but he's in position. That's the difference with David Kampf. And I do notice myself getting frustrated with him. You know, just pucking the skates. Every time he has the puck, he just can't make a pass. And here's the thing, guys. Look at the ice time tonight. David Kampf played 16 minutes.
How much?
16 minutes.
16 minutes. David Kampf?
Ratu played 9 minutes tonight.
So what are we doing? But okay, you know what, Trevor? I just asked that question, and I was about to say the same thing that I said last week, and the same thing you probably said 2 weeks ago, and the same thing both of us probably said 20 minutes ago. I don't want to lose more hair, okay? I like getting haircuts. Okay, I just had a haircut at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. Who gets their haircut at 10 o'clock at night? What, it was like underground in a cave somewhere? Like, what's happening?
Well, okay, first of all, Trevor, I think there's something wrong with that wire. Can you just hold it? Like, can you talking to it right now? Well, just hold it a little tight, okay? Grip the wire a little tight when you. That's on me. Who gets a haircut at 10 o'clock at night while they watch the Canuck game? Dude, somebody who needs comfort and therapy in their life. Okay, sometimes I need a hug and the touch of a man with scissors. Okay, no, listen to me, Trevor. Listen to me, Trevor. Trevor. I like getting haircuts, man. It's therapeutic. And I'll do Ratu playing 9 minutes and David Kampf playing 16 again. Watch a previous episode. You know how I feel about that. But yo, Trevor, you're pissing me off. You're really pissing me off. And since I get traumatized watching this team, especially when they lose to a good team, but a team that is also struggling.
Yeah, they've been slumping.
The old Phoenix Coyotes. Yeah, I'm scared. I've already seen it. Yes, I've seen it. I've seen Florida win a Stanley Cup before Vancouver. I've seen them win 2 Stanley Cups before Vancouver. I've seen the Vegas Golden Knights already make it to as many Western Conference Finals as the Canucks have in 50 plus years. They have a Stanley Cup too. I'm scared that Utah, the city of Utah, is going to get a cup before the Vancouver Canucks, because that one is going to hurt. That one is, I was talking to a homie today, and they're like, because I was watching the game getting a haircut, and they're like, aren't you watching the game? And this guy doesn't even watch hockey. I'm like, when did you start caring about the Canucks? And he just had nothing to talk about. And he's like, who are the Canucks playing? I'm like, they're playing the Utah Mammoth. He's like, Utah? He didn't even know he didn't even know the city of Utah was a thing. And they have a better chance in the near future than winning a Stanley Cup than Vancouver. And that kind of scared me today.
Yeah, it took a lot of losing to get there, but they are definitely in a better position than the Canucks to make some damage. And Kyle, if Utah wins a Stanley Cup before the Vancouver Canucks,
yeah,
I'm moving my family to Utah. I'm moving to Utah, man. I'm gonna become a Utahian. Maybe we'll practice.
Polygamist?
Yeah, maybe we'll practice polygamy. You know,
I don't know if any. Look how much I stress out about not having a Stanley Cup in my life. You think I want 2 wedding rings in my life, Trevor? Like straight up, like that. 2. Okay, you know
maybe you have to fill the void.
No. I need to fill the void with more haircuts. Let's not even go there. Do the math. That is not good math. Where are we going with this? Oh, Utah. Trevor, take it away. I'm about to punch myself in the face, man. I'm really dreaming of Utah winning a Stanley Cup before the Vancouver Canucks. I'm sorry, people, for being this negative. And first of Trevor, we should also apologize for being an hour late.
That's because you were getting your haircut at 10 o'clock at night.
No. Dude. Hey, things happen. And, yesterday, Trevor, I was somewhere, right? I was in a building. And I was like, I did a good job at the job, DJing and whatnot. But I didn't have the pep in my step when I was, walking around the building. Well, why was that? It's because the Canucks suck and I didn't have a haircut. So
bad combination.
I wanted to do this podcasting thing, like Locked On Canucks. I was like, you know what? The people deserve me with a haircut. So don't blame me, Trevor. Blame the Canucks.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a close game, right? Like I look at tonight and what Ratu, like we spent 3 to 4 minutes talking about Ratu versus David Kampf. Like that, this team is not good, man. This is not a good hockey team, right? But it is a close game, and I do wonder if like something small like that could have made a difference tonight. But maybe we'll touch on this before we get to break. But Adam Foote talked a lot about the injuries mentioned a couple times tonight. You know, there's apparently some guys coming back, like Hooglander's a week away, Demko maybe a week away, if you believe that.
Yeah.
What is the ceiling of this team when everyone is healthy? Because my fear right now, we're 32nd in the NHL, and you know, maybe this is the season finally in a deep draft where we can get a sick pick. I do worry that if guys get healthy, like, you know, maybe Philip Hedl, Demko, Höglander, like this team is going to be back to like 22nd, 23rd in the NHL.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to win. Like our point percentage is going to go up from 411. But based on the level of coaching this team has, they're not going to get to 90. They're not going to get to 85 points this year. They're not going to get to 80. Like maybe like 82 in this year would get you to like 20th or 21st or 22nd. Like it's a weak ass year, but their coaching is the worst coaching in the league. And you talk about the lack of adjustments, and you know what? Give credit where credit was due, because they made a big adjustment today and with the defense and whatnot. And I know they've been practicing that and experimenting with that, like, you know, throughout the last couple of days. And I don't know if your ice time can confirm it, but I just feel like it was different this time around more so than others. And again, less ice time for some, more ice time for others, and the defense played better. But waiting that long, again, with the David Camp thing and all this stuff, they can't get their power play. Like the power play, the penalty kills always squeaking in goals. Like it just, I don't know. I don't know if they have, and since Adam Foote also doesn't have the experience, I'm not going to have the faith in him to figure out the equation with those players. Now, to play devil's advocate, to join the Illuminati, we haven't talked about this enough. But obviously, the lack of center depth. Oh, where's the second line center? Yeah, we're like just more certain NHL centers on this team, because a big reason why the defense has been so faulty. It's Myers and Marcus Pettersson being a pair, but it's also the depth down the middle, right? That's like the third defenseman, and the guys like Hedl maybe coming back, or Bluger is going to help out, but. I don't know, Trevor. I don't got opinions. I just got sadness and angst, and I don't have faith that the Canucks are going to pull a St. Louis Blues. And a lot of it that has to do with Adam Foote. And remember what happened with the Blues, right? Didn't they fire the coach and hire Craig Berube? Like they
got a coach bump for sure.
They got a coach bump. Like this team's going to need a coach bump if they want to pull off a miracle. And to me, it's like they need a coach bump to get into the top 20. Like they deserve to be 411, you know?
Yeah, they haven't been good. And again, it's usually there's other teams in the NHL that are disastrous, and it makes the Canucks maybe look a tad better. But yeah, they've looked like one of the worst teams in the NHL this season. But again, my fear is that guys are gonna get healthy, and they're gonna start climbing the standings, Kyle. But
how much? How much? You really think?
Yeah, I think they can climb to like 22nd, 23rd. Yeah. But maybe not this year, just because the floor is risen in the NHL. But at the start, especially Demko. Like Demko is the one to me that.
But he's always hurt. He's always hurt.
If he actually has health for a little bit, like, is he going to play another 18-game season? I mean, he's maybe trending that way. But if he comes back and plays 40 games for the Canucks, I could see him winning.
40?
Yeah, we still got 50+ games left. Maybe 40 is a bit high. 35.
Yo, Trevor just thought of something. That's how the Canucks are going to save their season. Like Demko is
40 games total, actually.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, like. But no, how many games do you have left? Like 54, 53?
Yeah, like 50, about 50-ish.
50-ish, right?
Yeah.
What if Demko comes
53.
back next week against Buffalo and he kills it, gets a shutout, then he goes to Adam Foote and is like, yo, you know what? Play me 95% of these starts. And if I break down, I'm going to retire. Like, let me just give back to this city, do the most, carry this team. Because, yo, if he goes on a run, if the Hamburglar could do it, Thatcher Demko could do it. If Jordan Bennett can do it, Thatcher Demko could do it. Yeah. He just needs luck and maybe steroids. Like I think Thatcher Demko should definitely look into some sort of. Or
you gotta be careful saying that. Like the last 2 times I've been at the rink, the doping guys have been around.
Okay, there you go. I'm onto something. Or get a 3D printer. I don't know. Like let cheat a little and. Let's go make the playoffs, man.
There we go. Okay, let's go make the playoffs. Screw Team Tank. I better stop going to the game if that's the case. Kyle, I do want to shout out my favorite story from the game. Maybe we'll do a report card. So who knows what's going to happen? But we'll be back on the other side here on Locked On Canucks. All right. Let's shout out our friends over at Game Time. And man, oh man, the podcast money's probably not going to get us there, but maybe we could get to the World Cup in Vancouver here, Kyle, with the deals at Game Time. The World Cup draw today, it only took about 4 hours and 20 minutes to wrap it all up, but we now know who Canada is going to face, at least here at BC Place. And if you wanted some World Cup tickets, man, you can go find those tickets on Game Time. Or, you know what, if you want to go check out Kyle Bhawan, the DJ, you can find those tickets on Game Time too. So take the guess. We're going to buy tickets with Game Time. Go download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for 20% off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app and open an account and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Game Time, baby. Go get those tickets. Man, oh man, our friends over at Doer. Rocking the Doer every day right now. I sleep in the Doer. I eat in the Doer. I do everything in the Doer because I do the Doer. And whether it's jeans, the nice shirts, they got it all at Doer, baby. Simply put, they're the most comfortable jeans in the world, and they're sexy, baby. Let's go. So make sure you go check out Doer here in Vancouver at 1757 West 4th Avenue. You can also check them out on DUER.com and use promo code LOCKEDONCanucks for 15% off your first purchase. That's doer.com/LockedOnCanucks for 15% off, baby. Go do the Doer.
Shout out to Doer. Okay, we back doing this, talking about your Vancouver Canucks. Once again, do want to apologize for being so late. That's rude. Do you
want to apologize? You chose a haircut over your job here on Locked On Canucks.
So once in a while, you choose your children because they make you happy. The one time I choose a haircut to make me happy at 10 o'clock at night. Come on, man. Trevor, we're not. Hey, man. Apples and oranges, strawberries and mangoes, man. We're all the same, bro. What's it? Potato, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Can we read some comments? Because, again, the fans, man, we're late on reading questions. We're late to arrival. And the Canucks are last place. Yo, this show is crumbling. Too short. Too short, my Fijian brother said. Damn, a haircut? I can't even tell. Why are you laughing?
Well, no, it's fair. Like it's just on the sides, bro. Like the top of your head is shorter.
Yeah.
But it's not like short. It looks very similar. It's the side of the head, which is mainly covered up by your headphones.
Exactly. I was going for a more mature cut. I didn't want to look like a Surrey Jack. I'm trying to evolve, bro. Trevor, again, people don't realize this, but I'm paraphrasing just a little bit. But Trevor looked a lot different in high school, and he kind of looked like a Surrey Jack. I think Trevor invented the whole Surrey Jack thing. So,
I'm glad you brought up Surrey, man, because my favorite story tonight was the pride of Surrey.
Who?
Arstee Baines, baby. Arstee Baines scoring the only goal of the game. I was hoping that someone was going to bring some pride to Surrey, man, because I haven't been doing it with an 0-5-1 record at Rogers Arena.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been doing it, showing up an hour late here.
Yeah.
Arstee Baines almost did it tonight for the Vancouver Canucks. Do you still think Arstee Baines can be an NHL? I know it's been a better last couple of games. Like he sat for a few games. This is his 5th game back, I believe, since being healthy scratched. 2-game point streak. Got an assist the last game, goal this game. Do you think he'll still be an NHL player or a contributor to the Canucks? Do it for Surrey, Kyle.
No pressure. I was getting dark there. I was like, you know what I said. I was gonna say what I've been saying for a while, and I'm like, maybe this guy needs a change of scenery because it's hard to be a Vancouver Canuck when you're from Surrey. I don't know. Like, you can't be yourself because this guy has the talent. He needs to get stronger though. Like, he falls down a lot too. I think I don't know if that's the nerves or just because, again, he just ultimately has to put more work in. But in relation to like what he's done in the last couple of games, you said he got an assist in the last game?
Yeah, he got an assist in Colorado. So he's gotten a point on each of the Canucks' last 2 goals.
But what was that play that he made? When he got the assist in Colorado, was it?
He made the cross-ice pass to Linus Karlsson.
Okay, but how about the other play where he kind of gained the zone, dropped it off to a blue line, and I think Karlsson was that against Anaheim?
That was he didn't get a point in that game though, but yeah, I believe
there was something that happened early on the road.
He got scratched in that game, but anyways,
whatever. He might have 3 points in his last like 6 games. That's what I'm trying to say. 7 games or something. Well, he is getting better, but it's a day by day thing for him. I got to watch him every game. He's got to prove me, quote unquote, wrong and right again. And I just hope he has a good Christmas, man. I hope he gets what he wants. I hope sometimes the family time, bro. Trevor, you ever just eat a pumpkin pie with your family with, no forks and knives? Just
with no forks and knives.
Yeah, get together, family bonding. You ever do that? It's a good Canadian tradition, man. At the Bhawan household, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely grab a turkey leg and just gnaw on that bad boy for a while. But hands only in a pumpkin pie. Do you do that?
Okay, no, I don't. Okay,
that's freaking weird. That's weird, man.
Trevor, why do you say? Do you guys do that? Did I hear that? No. But okay, we don't.
You guys,
no,
people.
We don't eat pumpkin pie with their hands. But in the Fijian Hindu tradition, the Findus, people eat with their hands, like even some rice and the curry. Yeah. So
I have been eating with my hands more with kids. In fairness, like they eat with their hands. You try to teach them, it doesn't work. You just say, what they say: if you can't teach your kids, you just do what they're doing.
Put it right there, man. Honestly, you becoming more Findu every day, and that's because we talk to each other every day, and that's life. That's life, man. Speaking of life, we're in last place, and if you want to carry on talking about RST bands, congratulations, you're doing a great job as a podcast. No, for real, you're speaking from the heart. Do so, because now I want to ask you the same question you asked me. Where's this going with them this year?
I try not to let my bias cloud me on this one, because I really do root for RST Baines, a guy from Surrey, undrafted, just a really hardworking path to get here. I'm still not convinced he's an NHL player. I still think he's just a bit too timid out there at times, but I think he's got the tools to do it. He shows it in moments where he gets back defensively, or he'll make plays in the offensive zone. Like he is kind of shifty when he gets the puck on his stick. He holds his own in board battles. I don't know if he wins a lot, but there's just also moments where he's lackadaisical defensively and just still looking timid out there, like kind of looking like the same guy we've seen for most of the 40+ games in the NHL. But this is a huge moment for him. Like, I kind of thought he was done with the Canucks, to be honest. If guys got healthy, like he was already a healthy scratch from was it Mackenzie McEachran who got in the lineup ahead of him? Mm-hmm. David Camp's been in the lineup ahead of him, right? Like these are not quality players necessarily. But it's a big moment for him with guys like a Nils Höglander coming back. Like someone is going to have to come out of the lineup, and he was probably the most likely guy. But if he keeps playing this way, he might be able to, last a few more games and at least. I think for him, like you said, it's day by day. It is really game by game for him to fight for his NHL career right now.
Yeah. And if we're talking about Baines and how his path to being a full-time NHLer is in question this year, so much so that he might go on waivers. I think that has a lot to do with A, his play, but B, Linus Karlsson just being so much better. And we talk about Tom Willander a lot on this show, and that's because we're just always high on the Vancouver Canucks. No. Hope is dope. But how about this? Hit the like button for this, because we get happy and positive here, okay? I think the Canucks have a player in Linus Karlsson. And what I mean by that is I feel as if he has, like, what Dakota Joshua was doing a couple years ago? I feel like he could do that for the Canucks without the meanness to him. That being said, he has a little bit of pushback in him.
Yeah, one of the only guys to get in a scrum today was standing for himself. But still.
A little bit of that. His competitive streak is high. But it's been a long enough stretch on a bad hockey team, and not a lot of time with like the best player he's been playing with is Max Hassan for the most part. That's what it feels like, right? And what we saw in the first period, it was a small sample size, but it felt like the pressure, the moment wasn't too big for him when he was trying to make things happen in the first period with Pettersson and et cetera, right? So I'm just starting to believe in Linus Karlsson, and I'm buying the stock. And if I'm looking at the positives of what's happened through the first 26 to 27 games, for me, he has won.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a positive story for this team. I mean, even today, Adam Foote's like, well, he's not a first-line player, but he could be.
What? Okay, what? That's the quote of the year, man. Wow, dude.
Yeah,
who would you peak? So who would you compare Linus Karlsson to?
Well, I kept thinking about the Rick Tocchet comparison from last year, that he could be Thomas Holmstrom, right? Like late bloomer, but goes to net, gets a lot of dirty goals. like I do kind of see that in Linus Karlsson's
He's
game.
big.
Like I think that's a fair comparison. Like Karlsson's 6'2", he's a big guy. I mean, Thomas Holmstrom was a special player, but I think there's similarities in their game. Like they are guys that thrive at just getting to the net, winning board battles, and kind of scoring from in tight. So yeah, I can't get Thomas Holmstrom out of my head now. And well, I don't say he's trending to be as good as Thomas Holmstrom, but he's trending to being an NHLer who not just can hold on and keep a job, but a guy who can make an impact.
100%. And who made that trade? Jim Benning?
That was a betting trade. That was
okay. Hold on.
That was Jonathan Dahlin.
Yeah.
The Alex Burrows trade tree.
So
that's the reason I want Karlsson to make it, because even if he doesn't stay with the Canucks, I would like him to get traded and keep the Alex Burrows trade tree alive.
Trevor, this is how crazy this year's been and how crazy my life has been over the last couple of months, because I'm just like, I feel like to appreciate what's next for the Vancouver Canucks, I have to start not appreciating Jim Benning, but understand that he may be on par with the current regime, and the resources that he accumulated are still our best resources. And like, it's gonna like you know what I'm trying to say? When it's all said and done, and if Rutherford and Alvin leave at the end of the year, we're gonna have a episode like, who did a better job, Jim Benning or Patrick Alvin? And the answer is Jim Benning, and that's no. What are you talking about?
No, but Jim Benning did a better job than Patrick Alvin. That's only because he had a 5th overall pick in a set. Like he drafted, and when he was holding to his
he made the Linus Karlsson trade.
Let's get this.
He made the Linus Karlsson trade and the JT Miller trade. He did.
Yeah, man.
He did.
I'd put all the bad in there too.
But
Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the Jared McCann, the Brandon Sutter,
a lot of bad.
the Lucas Spezza.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. The last 2 seasons of the lack of acquisition and the acquisitions that Alvin and Rutherford have been a part of, or again not a part of, it's like it's the worst in the league. That's a big reason why the Canucks are in last place too. Like every team gets hurt.
A really rough last 12 to 18 months.
It's been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's been horrible.
Yeah, no, they've made mistakes for sure. I mean, they made bets on guys, like you said, who have been injured, and obviously the JT Miller trade for a center who can't even say how it's kill his franchise.
And the PR, like last year was nasty, and it ended with Rutherford saying Hughes wants to play with his brothers. Like it's just messy. Anyways, we got to read a lot of the comments. Okay, we might scrap report cards today. Okay, but we got to give one of our friends a shout out here though. Shout out the haircut. Shout out to you and you and you. Go Canucks, go.
All right, before we get back to it, let's shout out our friends over at Monarch Money. Let's talk about the monies, baby. Man, oh man, the holidays are amazing, but they can also get overwhelming, expensive. The travel, the gifts, the parties. Kyle, going to any good Christmas parties, by the way?
I want to throw one.
Oh, okay. Well, put the address out.
No, we're not going to do that. Maybe. No, we're not. Discord, join the Discord, maybe. I don't know.
Okay,
but
there you go.
I don't know. Then I was thinking about it. It's a lot of work to throw a party, and it's not even just about the work. I'm like, if I throw the party, then I got to drink a little, and I'm like, that's the work, dude.
Wow.
That's the work right there, dude.
That's what happens when you get into your 30s. Just
32 and a half years old, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, man. Well, your budget's in order in that regard, but if you need some extra help for you or you, go check out Monarch Money. It's rated Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. Wow. Unbelievable stuff. So go check it out. Go improve your financial life. Get everything tracked. Boom, bam. Your personal CFO in your pocket. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com in your browser for half off of your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code LOCKEDONNHL.
Okay, we back doing this, and that's reading your comments here on Locked On Canucks. Oh, crazy, man. Look at the people, man. Get your paper 6 down 37 says Patrick Alvin is trash, and he also states that he's going to lose Hughes. That's not going to, make people believe that this team's a serious organization. Alvin's saying, you chose JT over Bo. Too Short, my Fijian brother, Mukesh, no, what's his name? Kunal Prakash, saying, no, that's KP. KP's Kunal Prakash.
Curly penis, that's not curly penis.
Too short. Let's name Too Short. Man, that's a good.
Too Short.
How about Ritesh Manny? Ritesh Manny, man. Come on, man. Right. Ritesh Manny, man. He's saying that the best pickup from this management is Sherwood. Let that sink in. Okay. That one hurts.
I mean, everything looks bad now, right?
It does.
I mean, it's funny because at the time in 23, 24, it looked like he'd made a lot of good moves. It's like, oh, he chose JT over Bo, and JT's getting 100 points, and then you get the first, and then you flip it for Hronik, and Hronik's been a top pair defenseman, and you add Zadorov, and you add
it was sexy.
Lindholm and Joshua was a great find, and it's like, wow, like Pius Suter was great, and it's like, wow, look at this management team, like they've done an amazing job of like putting the supporting pieces around this core. And then it all went to shit, and now everything looks like shit. Like Langdon hasn't played well. They don't have a second line center. Like all the guys that they got, like the Suitors and the Joshuas, they gave away. They brought in guys that haven't been good. They've had like desperation dart throws in Camp and Reichel that haven't worked out. It's like everything worked out for the first couple of years. Everything was great. It's like, look, we got this true smart GM, and now everything looks like shit. And they do look like one of the worst times in the NHL. So
and the PR,
it's funny, man. It's funny how it all changes.
And the PR, and
the PR has not been good.
And again, revisionist? No, revisionist. Revisionist history is what? Simple, easy to take part in. Yeah, whatever it is. AKA, it doesn't matter. But I keep bringing up the PR because I'm starting to remember like how last year really broke down. And I remember, I don't know if I'm correct on this completely, but I feel like the Canucks won like 2 of 3. They might have played like a game against St. Louis where they played really well. Or no, it was a game against Nashville. Ironically, I think it's because Linus Karlsson scored a goal or 2 or something. And we played well. Keep in mind, people think this season's bad, Trevor, and like people talk about last season being bad. Look at our record last year. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that bad at this point. In fact, it was above 500. They
had a good October. They kind of like slumped through November, like 500 though. But right? So they were above 500.
We had a lot more wins than whatever.
Yeah, maybe they were in the playoffs or around that bar until kind of like after the formation.
We win against Nashville, and the very next day, I think it's a Gary Mason article, which is like, it was the dagger. It was a dagger, and I understand things have to be put out, and interviews were to be had, and maybe Rutherford felt as if he had to get in front of it and warn us that we were going to get Philip Hedl for JT Miller and Mancini in the first. Like, that was kind of like, this article needs to come out. We have to like, get the fan base ready. But if I'm a winner and I want to win, and you view Quinn Hughes as one of the best players in the world, looking back at it, I kind of wish that they didn't release the article. Just in that moment, like, how about you wait after a loss? How about you wait for another 2-game losing streak? It was literally right after a win. And I understand journalism. I'm talking to a Big J Journal right here. But at the same time, I'm like, the PR of this team, it's just like Jim Benning. Like, I know he wanted to sign Steven Stamkos or whenever, when like Steven Stamkos had probably like 10 years left on his deal, and Subban, but just, things were just bad last year, man. So it's been a rough stretch. And when it all goes down, and if Rutherford and Allvin do get let go, that episode, Benning versus this regime, we got to have a conversation.
Yeah, that's more of an interesting conversation than I thought it would be. Like, I'm seeing some love for Benning in the comments too. Like, he drafted well and he's done better than Allvin. I don't even think he drafted that well. Like, there was that crazy stat that the Canucks didn't have a defenseman that they drafted and developed other than Hughes since, like, Ben Hutton was like one of the only guys, like, and Ben Hutton was before the Benning era. It's like there was not a lot of depth players or good value in the drafts. Like, I actually think Allvin has done a better job of finding the depth players. He's done better in the draft, but it's the moves he's made at the NHL level that have killed the team right now.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of bad bets, man. And yeah, look at that. We're talking about Benning versus Allvin. I never thought we would be here, Kyle. I never thought we would.
In December, it's Christmas, man. This is what Christmas does to you, man. It's life, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's get to more comments. We had somebody in the comments bring up Ryan Kessler. You want? I read the article, and I read like the charges and like some of the details, and it's going to court and whatnot, and just Google Ryan Kessler and read about it. And this is I don't know how to talk about this conversation without more thought. That's not me backing out. I'm just like, after reading We Breed Lions by
Rick Westhead.
Rick Westhead. I just finished that book last week. Like, yo, things are different for me. My brain is different right now. My mind and my heart, my soul. It's like when it comes to these types of matters, like I'm just listening a lot more, and I don't know what to believe other than what I think probably happened, bro. Because it's again, that's why I need to take my time, because I just read that book and learning more and more about hockey culture in Canada and from that perspective. And again, it's just one book, but there's a lot in there. I feel like I'm more sensitive to these issues than I've ever been in my life. And to be honest, I think that's in this moment, it's a good thing. I like it. I hate the things that are happening, but you know, I'm thinking a lot more, and just one love, man. And
yeah, I think with the book, and it's an amazing book, We Breed Lions by Rick Westhead, who's, you know, probably the best investigative hockey journalist that we know, right? You know, there's a lot of things in that book about how hockey culture and the money behind some of these players when they get to higher levels, like they have the resources to kind of fight for more, have more resources than the victim, right? So I think you got to make sure that you're listening to the victim, especially in this day and age, and hopefully we're coming to a place where that is happening more. It's also hard to know exactly what happened, right? And of course, there's rumors in the past about Kessler. I mean, again, I don't know what the truth is, and I know Kessler's legal team has been out there talking about how, like, you know, the claims are false and we're going to fight this. So yeah, I hope it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Again, obviously your mind goes one way when you think about some of the stories from the past, but I hope it's not true, man. Because I mean, Kessler's story arc in Vancouver has been a roller coaster, right? From the time he got drafted.
Well, I think you just hope it's not true, because you hope those things also don't happen, you know?
Yeah.
Well, or in that case, when you read that article, you just like it. Yeah. Hoping that you don't want it to be true is, yeah, I think that's like one way you have to look at it, because you don't want it to be true, man. It doesn't have nothing to do with Kessler. It's just like, that's just some dark ass shit. And again, We Breed Lions, and you know what, Trevor? This is getting way too deep, but for a good reason. I think, like, while you and I are here right now in this moment, I'm feeling away. It was 4:20 a couple minutes ago, right? Yo, if you got a homie that's doing stupid shit, call him out. Like in this world right now, more so than ever. And we've learned so much about communication, leadership, mental health, all this stuff. We've also learned so much about the victims, more so than ever, over the last like decade and a half, right? If your homie is about to fuck up or is being a douchebag, you'll call them out. No more time for that. No more time for that. It's like there's never been a time for that, but we got to hold our homies accountable ASAP.
Yeah,
And more homies got to be leaders, and we got to protect everyone. Step up and protect. Be Mufasa about it. Protect everyone in the room. Straight up.
Yeah, well, I think that was one of the big takeaways in We Breed Lions as well. It's not just the people who are, you know, committing these heinous acts, right? It's the bystanders too. Like there was stories in that book of, you know, a guy would, you know, basically commit a sex crime, and, you know, next thing you know, he's like showing videos to his teammates and even some coaches, some guy sometimes, like, no, like for the most part, no one did anything, right? And that's the scary part. So you're bang on, man. Don't be afraid to stand up and step in the situation.
Don't be afraid to punch your homie in the face, man.
You've been punched in the face before?
Of course, playing ball hockey, man.
Oh, okay.
You know what my girl said to me the other day? Yo, she actually thinks ball hockey's not a sport. Yo, that's
she said that to you?
She said that to me, and
yo, did you show her the stats from the White Rock Ball Hockey League?
She thought I was bringing up my high school intramural stats when I was showing her that stuff. She thinks ball hockey is gym class. That's what she thinks it is. And I'm like, yo, Trevor just won a Div F championship, Div Z?
Yeah, we were Div E that season, I think. Div F. Yeah.
Come on, man.
But we were a team of nobodies, man. The underdog story. A bunch of individuals came together. Come on, man.
I'm saying props. No, you should be telling my girlfriend to shut up. You could tell my girlfriend to shut up right now, but say Kyle's girlfriend, shut up. Ball hockey is a real sport, and it's about to be in the Olympics. So, when you're watching, hey baby, if you're watching this, when you're watching, because she likes the Olympics, when you're watching the Olympics in a couple years, months, and ball hockey is being played, I hope you turn off the TV, because that's not a real sport.
There are like World Ball Hockey Championships. I was watching those recently too. Right?
She probably thinks that's world gym class.
Unbelievable, man. Hey, my wife didn't believe that I scored the game-winning goal that got us to the finals in that ball hockey season. So I was like, oh, I scored 2 minutes into the game. And she's like, yeah, so that's not the game-winning goal. I was like, yeah, it was a shutout win. It was the game-winning goal.
You scored the game-winning goal in the championship game?
No, the game that sent us to the championship.
Yo, sick, dude. Yo, damn. Okay,
don't get me wrong. I'm one of the worst players on my team for sure. Though. Like that's skills are lacking, but that was a big goal. Came up in a big moment.
Anyways, call out your homies, man. I just called out my girlfriend. Call out your homies. Hold people accountable, and let's lead a better world, man. Straight up, man. Yeah, everyone's got to watch The Lion King, man. Trust me. I actually bought the script for The Lion King, like a book, like the script. It was nice. It was beautiful. So, yeah, more Mufasas. We need more Simbas and Mufasas, man.
There we go, man. You need a couple more Simbas and Mufasas in the Canucks dressing room. They fall 4-1 to the Utah Mammoth tonight. I'm back there tomorrow, baby. So let's see if I'll get my first win or if Team Tank will continue. We might be back to this tomorrow here on Locked On Canucks. Who knows? But we might. There's a good chance we're back. So it's Locked On Canucks, your Canucks every damn day. If you like what we're doing, go subscribe to the channel. Hit the goddamn like button on the podcast side. Go follow us. Leave a 5-star review. One love to you and you and you, Kyle. One love. Oh, the haircut, man. The haircut. Let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo. You did it, Kyle. 10 o'clock haircut.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.